Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wolfchase Toyota Insider, the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Brightwell, alongside head coach Daron Schoenrock. And coach, up at Cincinnati over the weekend, we're able to get a road win against the Bearcats. But first of all, coming off a week where you had no midweek games, you wrapped up exams. So going into the Cincinnati series, coming into Rutgers this week, into the conference tournament, I know the guys will be happy. It's just all baseball from here on out.
All baseball, and you never know what you're going to get during finals. Sometimes you get a team that it looks tired. You know, it looks like they've been up all night studying and finishing papers, and we have, you know, we weren't real sharp against UConn. You know, I thought we kind of ebbs and flows of the game were not good. I thought we competed very well at Cincinnati. So, you know, finals out of the way, maybe, the energy was a lot better this weekend. Life on the road's tough, and you know, we're still searching and scratching for a Sunday starter, which has been our nemesis. But the energy was good, and I'm glad I know they're glad to get finals out of the way.
You started off Friday night with a tough 5-1 loss. Got the run on a wild pitch in the first inning. Just weren't able to generate any more runs the rest of the ball game. Caleb pitched okay. Probably the bright spot in the ball game. Craig Caulfield in relief was 3 2/3 of shutout baseball.
Yeah, Craig was very good. That's Caleb's second start in a row where he just wasn't sharp, wasn't down enough, and you know, you don't know if he's in a higher volume of pitches now than he's ever thrown in a college season. And you know, the year at Kansas State and the year at junior college, he's doubled the number of innings now. So he's in uncharted waters. We're looking at alternating his start to start plan a little bit, and putting a little bit more emphasis on conditioning and a little bit less on the arm. And so we're cutting the throwing volume down a little bit, which we typically do. Craig came in and competed well. That was a bright spot. I thought the guy that won some competitive moments. Offensively, we had competitive moments that we didn't win, and we had opportunities, and you got to credit their pitcher pitched an outstanding game, and you know, it continues to haunt us where one part of the game is not there that day, and the other part is not good enough to overcome it. So we took a tough Friday night loss.
Saturday, you kind of put everything together, John. Reed, an 8-inning performance, the offense, 15 hits, 11 runs, and a nice win on Saturday.
Yeah, we played an all-around good game. And really, I was proud too, Jeff, is on a very tough field condition where the turf is very, very fast, the dirt was unsure, and an old turf that was not in great shape at all. Our infielders defended very well, and to play 3 games on that field with the kind of hops we were getting, and it was sideways hops. So the defensive part of the infield was very good. We put it all together Saturday. John lived at the knees, pitched down on the zone, and you know, he can cross count you, and as a lot of older pitchers can. They can throw change-ups and breaking balls and fastball counts, and he did a phenomenal job cross-counting them, and we got the offense going. It was a fun day.
Carter White really opened things up. He had a bases-loaded double to clear the bases, scored 3 runs. They got the offense rolling, and then later Zach Willis hit his first home run of the year. And that was kind of the nail in the coffin. If they were going to try to come back at all, they kind of erased any chance.
Yeah, that was good to get two swings off. We've been really a kind of a different mindset team with runners in scoring position. We've had a hard time for somebody to step up and get a big hit like Carter did. It kind of took the pressure off and let the air out of the balloon, and it kind of freed guys up to let them go. And you see that from time to time. But so that was good. That was good to get, you know, to see it. And that's a ballpark that I think that left-handed hitters can have some fun in. The wind's going to continue to blow out to right, and they've got 2 balls up in the wind and did some damage, and we came out on the good end of the scoreboard.
Sunday, still looking to try, just finding some consistency on a Sunday starter. Try to move Bryce up there, and you know, it's one of those things you can make a right move and it just not work out. They had Bryce timed out pretty well, unfortunately.
Yeah, you know, we thought it was, as a coaching staff, you evaluate, this is what we got, and he's one of our best guys numbers wise. We don't want to lose a series we don't lose a weekend series and him not be a factor in a tie game or a game we're ahead. So let's give him the ball first. Did not work. You know, pitched up in the zone, and it just really was an uncomfortable position for Bryce, and we may have probably asked him to do a little too much based on how new pitching is to him. So we'll go back to the drawing board. We searched, we dumped out the bullpen, saw a bunch of different guys. Colin Lee threw the ball well. So we'll continue to evaluate on what we're going to do moving forward with this weekend series.
Interesting, Colin. He's kind of been up and down as that Sunday starter, but the last 2 weeks when he's coming out of the bullpen, he's been very solid for you.
Very good. And I don't know if it's a mindset difference, if it's guys know too much in advance and they get too nervous. It's a hard thing to find. Last year the consistency in that rotation was just what this whole team hung its hat on and propelled us through a 35-win season, and we've really struggled to find that consistently now. So here we go, and it's not fun to not return any starters either. We're still kind of bearing the benefits of not being able to do that, but we'll figure it out. And I told the team Sunday after the game, thought the hitters competed front to back. They never gave up. They grinded out at bats. We got to find somebody to get us out of the gates and get us off to a decent start Sunday to let this thing unfold, and this is another weekend opportunity to do it.
Well, your team fought. They were down 6-0 after 2 innings. They lost 8-5, so your offense was trying to generate something, had some chances late in the ball game, and your bullpen kept you in that ball game.
They kept us in. They got a couple of swings. The 2-run homer, I think, was that they hit Sunday was the nail in the coffin for us, and and at that moment, if we cut that thing down, if the ball Keaton hit in the eighth, I think, gets through. Now all of a sudden it's a 1-run game. We got runners at first and third, and with Schrettenthal coming up. So I thought we put ourselves in position offensively. The bad thing with playing from behind is we can't get out and run. We can't get our bunt game going. We got to sit there and try to bunch hits or draw walks, and that's not a good way for us to play offense. We have to be able to play from in front and play some speed game and do some things like that, and that's how we expand leads.
Well, you know what you have to do? You come in this weekend, and by the way, this weekend, last weekend of the season, it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, not the usual Friday through Sunday series. Gives you guys the travel day and the extra day. Gives everybody in college baseball that extra day getting ready for the Wednesday start of the conference tournament. Before we talk about Rutgers specifically, you know what you got to do this weekend. You're a game ahead of Cincinnati. If they win a game, you've got to win a game in the series. If they pull off a series win, you've got to do the same. Basically, the magic number is 3 to go to the tournament. Any combination of Tiger wins and Cincinnati losses that equal 3 puts you in Clearwater next week.
Yeah, we've got to play it one at a time, and they got the tiebreaker on us, and they got to go to Louisville. They got a tough order of business. Rutgers is playing very well. They're hot. They've been very good at home. They haven't been quite as good on the road, and we just got to put the emotion of senior weekend behind us, and hopefully that'll propel some of our seniors to do some neat things. But we just have to be who we are, and I think we'll be okay. I mean, obviously our goal is to go win Friday and win game 1, and I feel good. Thursday, I feel good with Caleb going to the mound. He'll be still slated in that spot. I think John will still be physically ready to go Saturday. We're just altering their midweek preparation a little bit. So we get our guys out of the gates. They got to feel good about those 2 guys going to the hill. One, how Caleb will compete, and John with how he's been throwing. So find a way to scratch the first game is the key.
Interesting, this Rutgers ball club, they hit the ball very well. Like you said, they've won, I believe, 8 in a row now. They've got a chance maybe to get a 3 seed out of the league this year on the conference tournament. It's one of those teams this year, there was so much attention put on other schools that were traditional baseball powers that go to World Series and go to regionals. They kind of flew under the radar, and now you look at them late in the year, they're one of the hottest teams in the league and a chance to be maybe as high as 3rd place before the season's over.
Yeah, they're hot. They're sitting at 27 wins, I think, and have played very well. That a lot of the teams in that New England area don't have a chance to get out of the gates very well because of what they fight early, the weather and the travel and all that. But once the weather turns to baseball weather, you see some talents come out. And the reports we're getting is very, very good offensive team. Finds a lot of ways to score, a lot of real aggressive at bats. Be a challenge, and we just got we got to take advantage of being at home and take advantage of not having final exams, just baseball to worry about, and I'm anxious to see what this team has to do when they know now mathematically what they have to do to keep their season alive. Let's see how they respond.
And to wrap the show up, Coach, talking about the senior class, they've got a chance to do a couple of neat things this weekend if they pull out a series win, if they can get to the conference tournament. One, if you finish with a winning record this year, it's the first senior class to leave Memphis having a winning record for 4 straight years since 1995. If they can play very well, hit that 30-win mark, sitting at 26-26, get to 30 wins. I believe it's the first time in about 30 years since the early 80s since the senior class could have won 30 games all 4 years. Since
Yeah, that's the thing that'll be really neat, Jeff, is to get to that 30-win plateau. That's kind of the number now that, is kicked around of having a decent year. And this senior class they've been outstanding. There's only 2 of them really now that are playing every day, with the exception, with John pitching. So with Drew being hurt, it's minimal what you see on the field, but what you see behind the scenes, a very, very valuable class, and it just shows the consistency of how these guys have approached things in their tenure here. And we lost three guys out of that class last year, actually 4 out of that class, with 3 signing in the draft and Alex Gunn going back in the next year. So, but very special group, and I hope they can pull this off. That this will be a neat thing for them to take, for the rest of their lives, is the consistency that they've shown over a 4-year window.
All right, Coach, we'll let you go. We will talk to you at the ballpark this weekend.
Thanks, Jeff.
That is head coach Daron Schoenrock. I'm Jeff Brightwell for the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network.